The work is there to be done. There's no shortage of work to do. It's the shortage of equipment and men to do it.
This is a problem. The supermarkets which kept the nation fed during lockdowns now find their supply lines under pressure.
Some in government seem to think the industry is crying wolf. We are not crying wolf. The scale of the driver shortage is enormous. This is of crisis proportions. We are likely to see gaps on supermarket shelves in weeks to come.
The supermarkets admit that the shortage of lorry drivers is causing minor disruption and that in recent weeks there have been issues with the supply of salads, fruits and berries, yogurts, vegetables and bottled water. But they insist general availability is good.
It's not consistent across the country. There are some places where shops and factories are working perfectly normally, and in our part of the forest, in manufacturing, there are some places where manufacturers are under extreme pressure to continue producing because they may have up to 25% of their staff off. This is partly a result of structural labour shortages, but increasingly the cause is pinging, and it's getting worse. There's no question about that.
What's going on in the UK is absolutely insane. They can't get the food from the food warehouses to the grocery stores to get it to the people, and there's not enough workers to get it done from point A to point B to point C.
And there's this, the National Health Service app pinging away incessantly, telling hundreds of thousands of people to self-isolate each week because a close contact has tested positive. And each ping means income lost, staff shortages, holiday plans in ruins.
It's an absolute living nightmare. We've gone from a lockdown to a shutdown.
Day on day, this gets worse and worse.
We just expect this to get a lot worse now as everything opens up.
We're running a business that
pressure building, businesses pinged into closure. Eventually, the government had to act. Supermarket depot workers in England will no longer have to quarantine to prevent stores from running dry on vital food supplies. Up to 500 test sites at key depots will be set up, so pinged by an app or contacted by NHS Test and Trace, if staff test negative, they can work regardless of if they've had a vaccination. The government is trying to keep the recovery on track, listing 16 key industries that can apply for quarantine exemptions. Industries like transport, energy and other key infrastructure. But for vast swathes of the economy like hospitality, nothing. Come mid-August, the rules are set to change again. Isolation ditched for the vaccinated. Until then, government hopes this is a temporary problem to be bridged. Business is less convinced.
The food supply chain in any country is only as strong as its weakest link. And if there's no one to put products on the shelves or serve customers, this is all part of the Great Reset, because soon there won't be need for any humans.
In the second week of July, a record figure of almost 620,000 were pinged. That's led to staff shortages in key sectors of the economy. Some supermarkets and petrol stations have had to close, and the Road Haulage Association says 20,000 pings is contributing to a shortfall of around 100,000 lorry drivers to transport key goods.
I would isolate to be on the safe side for your family, you know, and people you live with.
I would, yeah, to protect the people around me. I've got the app, haven't turned anything off, so I get the pings if necessary.
No, I don't believe that it's really helping people at all.
Why?
Because it's not proven that the amount of it's just taking too many people out of work, for starters, for unnecessary reasons. That's what I think.
Britons are facing a new pandemic. Phones that refuse to stop buzzing. They're calling it the pingdemic. It all started with an app developed by the NHS, or the National Health Service. It's basically a contact tracing app. If you have been close to an infected person, the app will ping you. Great technology, but just one problem. Seems everyone in Britain is getting pinged. In the first week of July, 500,000 people were pinged. They were all asked to self-isolate for 10 days. You can imagine what happened next. People stopped going to work. Instead, they started raiding supermarkets and hoarding essentials. The government has assured that there is no need to panic buy, but the pings just won't stop. At some businesses, 50% of the workforce is now in self-isolation. The cheer of Britain's Freedom Day has been replaced by fear. Fear of that elusive ping. But why is the app always on hyperdrive? Is it a technical glitch? Or is the outbreak really that big in the United Kingdom? Not the finest moment for British technology. How does the government plan to solve this pingdemic? One strategy is daily testing for critical food industry workers. Only those who test negative can head for work. So Britain clearly celebrated too early, and now it has an alarm that just won't stop.